We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the opportunity he gave us again today, this year, to meet on this program, Yoruba Gbode. We did last year, and we enjoy ourselves. We learn together, we study together. So our point is just information sharing. So there's nothing new that we are going to tell you than to reminder, information sharing. So last year, we talked about Prophet Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam, and we talk about the dream that he has. So which he narrated to his father, in which his father know. So what is the result of that dream? Then warn him not to tell his brothers. You know, he has 11 brothers. One of them, Binyami, is so from his own mom. Other 10 are not, but the father know that they are going to be jealous of him. So he wanted him to tell them. But what happened, and it happened that whether he told them or not, he did not tell them, because the warning from his dad is that do not tell them. So anyway, Fayakidu Lakakeda. So the reason is that he's saying that because they are going to make a plan against you. Once they know about the dream, they are going to make a ploy against you. And that's what's really happened. They made the ploy against him, and then as a result, they took him from their dad, so and sold him to the caravan coming from Egypt. So those caravan took him to Egypt and sold him to one of the minister of the king of Egypt, in which you all know what happened, that he was there, and the wife of his master tried to seduce him. And so, Master Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected him for that. But still, so because he was caught. So he was caught with the wife, the master caught them and the wife out of the trick, so make him to go to jail because he did not respond to her request. Youth was in jail for a while, as you all remember. We mentioned that last year. And he was in jail, and 2 other inmates approached him that they have a dream. Joseph, so interpreted the dream for them, and the dream became true. So I'm just going to give the summary of what we did last year. I'm not going to concentrate on that too much because we have generally we are going to talk today about the dream in particular. So this follow, he was in prison, and as a result, another dream came which the king of Egypt had, and there is no one to interpret the dream. So the man whom Joseph interpreted the dream for before, so which happened to be the one who is providing wine for the king, now realized. And that's how he went back to the prison, because no one can interpret the dream that the king had. As a result, so Joseph interpreted the dream, and the king was so impressed, of course. Before he left the prison, he told them that he had the king that he had to summon those ladies to know exactly what happened between him and them. Now, the wife of the minister came out now saying, that Yusuf was innocent and that she was the one who tried to seduce him. So, but Joseph refused. Anyway, so Joseph came out and he was put in charge of Minister of Natural Resources and control the agriculture and so all other things pertain to storing the food and so on and so forth. That is the gist of what we talked about last year concerning the dream of Yusuf. So this year, for the next 40 minutes that they gave me, we are going to mention that. So the dream is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a sign of revelation, inspiration that God Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sent to his prophets. And starting from Prophet Abraham alayhi salatu wassalam, as an inspiration, that's how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Joseph, to Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, to sacrifice his son, Ismail. And because it is an inspiration from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the dream that the prophets of God have is an inspiration from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Ibrahim saw the dream the first time, the second time, and then he had to call upon his son, Ismail, and call him, say, Inni ara fi manami ani asbauka. Falamma balaga ma'ahu shaya qala ya bunayya inni ara fil manami ani asbauka. Fansur ma satara qala ya abati fa'al ma tumar satajidun insha'Allah min as-sabirin. So Ibrahim told his son Ismail that he saw in the dream that he is sacrificing him. And because Prophet Ibrahim and his son know that this is an inspiration that is defined through dream from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he did not question his dad. He said, Dad, why are you going to do that? He said, Ya abat if'ali ma tumar satajuni insha'Allah min as-sabirin. My dad, go and do what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded you to do, and you will find me among the patient one. So, as a result, Ibrahim prepared him to sacrifice him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called upon him that you, Ibrahim, you have already fulfilled the dream or the vision. In this way, we reward the righteous. So what I'm trying to say is that the dream in Islam is of three categories. Defined dream, which is true dream from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when you have this dream, it is true. It came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's the first category. True dream, that is inspiration from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like also we have from Ibrahim, also Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran, Holy Quran, la qasalaqa Allah rasula ruhiya bil haqqi la tadkhuna mashara insha'Allah aminina muhallikina ru'usakum wa qasim la takhafuna wa alima lam ta'lamu fajala min duni zalika fathan qariba. Indeed, Allah will fulfill the messenger's dream of entering the sacred mosque of Mecca. If Allah will, you will enter in full security with your head shaved or your hair trimmed without any fear. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew what you did not know. He granted beside this a fig tree in the near future. So this category, the first category of dream is a dream which is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's what happened. The prophet, you all know that as a result of this dream, conquered Mecca, in which it destroyed the idols that the Quraysh were worshipping, 363 idols. And from that on, the whole Mecca became Muslim. So that's category of dream. So the second category of dream, as far as Islamic is concerned, is the one which is known as a false dream. We come from the devil. So how do we have the dream anyway? Islamically speaking, the ulama said that when we sleep, our soul partially or temporarily leaves our body. Because sleep is a minor form of death. When the body is present, but the soul is elsewhere. Some people underestimate the significance of dream by completely discarding them, while others make too much of them and make every decision in their life based on a dream. But the Holy Quran and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, highlight that some dreams have symbol and meaning. So the dream, like the one we mentioned, is a true dream from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is a false dream which comes from devil. The devil, as we all know, can present something to some people in their dream as something which is real. This kind of dream is a scary dream. The ulama said this kind of dream is a dream which is usually a nightmare, which originates from the devil. The Prophet Muhammad, upon giving instruction about dealing with this type of dream, one man came to the Prophet Muhammad one day, and he said, "Prophet, I have a dream." And what's the dream? He said, "I had a dream that my head had been cut off and that I was chasing it." The Prophet, peace upon him, laughed and said, "When Shaitan plays with one of you in your dream, do not mention it to people." And this second category of dream is a false dream because it came from Shaitan. And Shaitan play with our mind. The Prophet made the peace and blessing of Allah be upon him. Ensure that when you have a false dream, scary dream, like a nightmare, do not tell anyone, but pray. If you are sleeping, you are still on your bed, he said, spit without saliva to your left hand 3 times. Pray, Awusu billah, Awusu billah, Awusu billah, Awusu billah. And this dream, the Prophet said, do not tell anyone about it. Because if you tell one, then it will become so true. That's the second category. The third category is the dream which is meaningless. Meaningless dream can be the first dream which other frightening, like I said, as a matter. Meaningless dreams are usually just materialistic or carry no spiritual dealing accompanied with them. Islam teaches that this kind of dream, it can be something that comes from our own self. Maybe because you attend a party yesterday and you have a fun and you are trying to do this and do that, or something happened the night before you go to bed, then this kind of thing will come to you in the dream, which may not make any sense about anything that may be happening to you. So the Prophet was something. When you have that kind of dream, just disregard it, because it's not something coming from the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has no support from revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that kind of dream, I'm going to emphasize more about that kind of dream. But the Prophet called that kind of dream as hulum. That's a bad dream that comes from the shaitan. When you have that kind of dream, the Prophet was saying, disregard it and do not even tell anyone about it. So Allah will protect you from him. Now, dream about lightning to give you some insight about what the kind of dream that the Prophet ﷺ explained to the companion. He said, number one, if you dream about lightning a fire and seeing others being led by its light, that suggests that the individual who light the fire will eventually become a source of illumination for others, via knowledge and wisdom. Then worshiping the fire in a dream also connects a desire to serve a ruler or monarchy, as well as the possibility of hearing or going astray. If the fire that is being worshipped is not in the dream, then it's clear that the person is looking for illusion, sexual gain. So, this kind of dream, the Prophet ﷺ explained that, so the fire, worshiping it, is that a sign of you may be going astray or trying to do something which is bad. When you have a dream that you saw the ocean or sea represent a huge rim and a strong dynasty, as long as there is no evidence of mud, sleet, or a minor wave. In a dream, if the person see himself swallowing the entire sea, and only the king can see him, it foresays that he will rule and have a long life. If one sees the dream that he is drinking from it to satiate their thirst, this means that he is going to have wealth, power, and long life. If he feels that they have a punch of fire in his dream, it may be a fortune. Allah will give him a generous and percent wealth for him. Islamic dream also means that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to do something for you and you are praying about it, then you can see that coming as a form of true dream. Like in a dream that you have a snow and fire that are next to each other, stand in for love, passion, and connection. Snow, when you have the snow in the dream, and that this can apply to those of us in North Africa, in North America or Canada or any other part of the world that have the snow. So it can represent money or medical breakthrough. The Prophet ﷺ also explained to us, and the ulama explained that, so when you have this kind of dream, it's better to have people of knowledge to interpret it. And what you are going to consider, so before approaching the people, it is affordable to afford mention a dream for interpretation to anyone other than a scholar or a person you trust to be truthful and sincere. Like Joseph did when he narrated the dream to his father. Also, anyone who sees the prophet in a dream has undoubtedly had a true dream, as it is not possible for Shaitan to imitate the shape of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If anyone sees the same dream multiple times, or multiple people see some dream, then it is a sign that it is a true dream coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If somebody saw a dream which is very short, very precise, it means a person has a longing dream that seems endless. So short dream means that this thing is real. But if you saw a dream which have no end, you are just dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, and at the end of the day, it does not go anywhere. This kind of dream is from Shaitan, and that you should disregard it. The Prophet Muhammad also prohibited anyone from adding something to or subtracting anything from a dream while relating it for interpretation. Doing this can spoil or corrupt dream and is considered a great sin. So what you are talking about here is that some dream, people come to you, if you have a dream, do not exaggerate. Just tell the one who is going to interpret it the way you saw it, that is happened. So I want to tell you about the dream of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu and how important the dream is. So the Prophet ﷺ, according to ulama, is a man of honor, man of glory. If you see the Prophet in the dream, surely you have seen him as he or he is in this life, because Satan cannot imitate the Prophet ﷺ. To see the Prophet Muhammad is a blessing from greatest blessing for us. The ulama said, to see him equally is like seeing him when he was alive. If one sees Prophet Muhammad coming toward him in a dream, it means blessing and benefit. If one sees him smiling in a dream, it means that one is truly emulating his tradition. Seeing Prophet Muhammad in a dream means someone suffering from distress and is praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take out the distress from him. So this means that, so seeing the Prophet Muhammad in the dream means that Allah will erase the difficulty from him. It means that he will remove it. If one is living at a time of economic chaos, and if high prices oppressing the people of the land, or if injustice is rampant, everyone then seeing the prophet because they are praying to him, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then they come the prophet. They saw the Prophet Muhammad sallam, and he pleaded that, yes, solution will come to you. See him this beautiful, radiant, and impeccable appearance, as best described by his companion, means that glad tidings or attaining a successful conclusion to one's life in his life and in the hereafter. See, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu in the dream is a gift to Muslims in their life. If you see the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu told someone in a dream, then if the one see the dream qualify for leadership, and if he's righteous and a just man who command good and forbid evil, and if he's learned and practice what he knows, and if he is a pious worshiper and devoted Muslim, he will attain the station and company of the Blessed One. So what we are talking about is that, so when Muslims are praying in time of difficulties, in time that they are looking for something which is good. So from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeing the Prophet Muhammad mean victory over one's enemy, or consulting or praying one's death, or recovering from illness, or attending a pilgrimage to God's house in Mecca, or triumphing over one's trials. So all this is being recorded in the book of the dream. Our Prophet Muhammad also tells us that among the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicates to human beings is that, so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does something for individual, he will show it to him in the dream. That you are looking for marriage, for example. The Prophet Muhammad Aisha told us that the Prophet told her that two times that the angel showed the picture of Aisha to him in the dream, that the angel presented Aisha so to him in the dream twice. And let me read that hadith. And the apostle said to me, this is the report from Aisha, you were shown to me twice in my dream before I marry you. I saw an angel carrying you in a sleeky piece of cloth, and I said to him, uncover her. And behold, it was you when the angel uncovered so that individual. I said to myself, if this is from Allah, then it must happen. Then you are shown to me again, the angel carrying you in a sleeky piece of cloth, and I said to him, uncover her. And behold, it was you. I said to myself, if this is from Allah, then it must happen. And it happened. That when the Prophet Muhammad so proposed to Aisha through her dad, and that is Abu Bakr Siddiq. Abu Bakr in those days believed that, well, he is a very good friend of Prophet Muhammad والسلام, and so they are brothers in Islam. So he said that, how are you going to propose to my daughter? We have brothers. He said, yes. So that is Islamic brotherhood. And that does not prevent me from marrying your daughter. But the emphasis here is that before that, the angel has presented Aisha two times to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you want me to remind you also that we read in the hadith of Khadija, the first wife of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that so Khadija, as you all know, that she was previously married two times. Her husband, the first husband, passed away, and she has children for him. 2 children, we said. Then she remarried. And when she remarried, so she has 2 children also for the individual. And that individual passed away. Then everyone else, king, traders, well-to-do people, all in Mecca, around Mecca, Medina, Taif, were proposing to her. But she had a dream. She had a dream that she saw the sun entering her room. And when that happened, she went to one of his uncle who know the interpretation of the dream. And that one said that, oh, the one who is going to be your next husband will be a noble person, probably a man of God, or somebody close to God, or a saint. The one did not know exactly what will happen. And that's why when all these people are coming to propose to Khadija, she refused. She was waiting until the Prophet Muhammad happened to work for her and study him and know all the quality, his trustworthiness, his honesty, and so on and so forth. She was the one who proposed to the Prophet Muhammad, as you all know. But it came through the dream. So we are talking is that, so not only the prophet of Allah having good dream, other people, among the people, even they may not be Muslim, they may not be Christian also, Allah sent message to them through the dream. So also what happened to Prophet Muhammad again is the migration, to migrate from Mecca to Medina. He saw the dream. The Prophet said, narrative for Abu Musa, the Prophet said, I saw in a dream that I was migrating from Mecca to a land where there were date palms. I thought that it might be the land of Yamama. Yamama, part of Yemen. But behold, it turned out to be Yesrib. Yesrib is the name which given to the city of Medina. Before my Prophet Muhammad came, it's known as Yesrib. I saw cows being slaughtered there, but the reward given by Allah is better than worldly benefit. Behold, those cows proved to symbolize the believers who were killed on the day of the Battle of Uhud. You know, the Battle of Uhud, that the Muslims, they lost the battle. Many Muslims were killed in the battle. So the Prophet said that the cow I saw resembles the believer who were killed. And the good which I saw in the dream was the good and the reward and the truth which Allah bestowed upon her after the battle. So the Prophet ﷺ also established them come true. Allah sent message to individuals to the dream. And he said, I'm going, there'll be no more prophethood. And that was very, very, very hard for the companions to digest. But he shared Ila and Mubashirat. Good dream will be coming to individual of you. The true dream will come, it will be a sign, it's like a revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you have a dream, which is good, so tell people who you trust, because it's a revelation, a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If it is bad dream on the heart, That dream, the prophet said, is coming from Shaitan. That kind of dream, do not tell anyone. Keep it to yourself, but pray that this thing will not come down to me to be bad thing. So by making salat, by spitting to your left 3 times, as we mentioned before. Also, the dream, as important as it is, want me to tell you that the calling to prayer, azan, that Muslims do when the prayer comes, it's due to the dream. The dream, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu have meeting with his companion. That how are we going to announce the time for prayer? When the prayer comes, how are we going to do announcement? So some of them have made suggestions, so many suggestions that, well, probably we should try to go to the mountain and just light the fire. When people see the fire coming on the mountain, they say, oh, it's time for Salah. Okay? Well, that's not acceptable. So some people say that, you know what? Let us listen the bell like the other people of faith were doing. Ring the bell, ring the bell, ring the bell. So, and that also was put aside. But that night, a companion went home, slept. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to him, the angel, come and taught him the kalima of calling the prayer. Am I on the line? Because I see somebody talking. Hello? Now.
I'm going dada, Imam.
Oh, okay. I saw somebody talking on the screen.
Okay. Mama. Okay.
Okay.
Please,
Mr.
if you are going to talk, you have to mute.
Okay.
Otumba, please mute yourself.
So what we are
Otumba,
talking about
mute yourself.
Otumba is already muted.
Okay. So thank you very much. So what you are talking about is that this companion, everybody went home, and this companion, Allah referred to him on the dream, in his dream, how to make the prayer. I'm a call to prayer. So like you all know, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. So he came to the prophet second day, say, prophet, see what? The angel came to me on my dream and taught me how to make the call to prayer, azan. And the prophet said, say what? Let me know. And he said the call to prayer for Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, and the prophet said, wow, this is beautiful, but go and teach Bilal. Because for you, you don't have beautiful sound or tone like Bilal. So Bilal was taught how to make the call to prayer. And you know, Bilal is the muhazzin of our Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But that word came from the dream. So that's how you know that. So the dream is very, very important. So Islamic teachings. So, and there are many signs. Also, if we take a look into some of the narrations that we receive for Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, there are many, many things that so dream they had in there. The Prophet ﷺ told us and narrated through the scholars. So other things that the dream surely saw, so have impact about. So what you are talking about is that dream come as a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I say, so true dream is the one that come to the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so send them as a messenger. But this true dream is not limited to the prophet of Allah alone. It can also be for good leaders, good people. So like the king of Egypt in those days, we didn't know, they didn't tell us whether he's a Muslim or Christian, but he has a dream. He had a dream. This dream that no one can interpret it. And fortunately, Joseph was there around, and the inmate who was saved in that day, remember him and came to interpret so this dream. So, and that dream saved the Egyptian people for famine, that where is going to be time of drought for 7 years, and time of things good gathering for 7 years. And so what you do is that during the time of good crop, you save. And that will be at the time of drought, that will be what you are going to continue to benefit from. So that dream also, interpretation of that dream also give the privilege. So I ran to Prophet Yusuf ﷺ, in which he was appointed so as one close aide of the king of Egypt, in which he was in charge. And as a result, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala connected him with his brothers who are jealous of him, want to take him out, and took him out anyway. And they came to Egypt because they have the drought also to buy food. And when they came, he recognized them. They did not recognize him. He interviewed them, and then we are 11, but only 10 of us here, because our other brother, younger brother, at home, our father will not release him because he loved him very much, together with other brother who is no longer with us anyway because of his misdeed. And Joseph recognized them. He said, okay, you know what? So when these people are going, put in their luggage my cup. And so before, he said that they should not come back to him for food unless they bring their brother they talk about, which is Benjamin. And when they were coming back, they convinced their dad that if we go back to this guy, we don't have food. If we go back to him without Benjamin, you don't release him, the guy already told us not to approach him. So they brought Benjamin, and they came to Egypt. Benjamin happened to talk. Joseph happened to talk to his brother Benjamin. Said, "Inni ana akhuka, fala tabtasi bima kan yafa." I am your brother. Everything that these people are doing, do not mind. And when they are going back, so they are in their luggage, he told his people to put his cup in the Bunyamin luggage. So when they were going, when they reached the place outside the town, the guy came and then asked him, "Oh, we are looking for the king cup. Who stole it?" They said, "You know, we don't come here to do evil. We don't come here to do the evil. We only come here to buy." Say, "Okay, what is the reward? I mean, punishment. If we happen to find the cup with one of you, well, Jazao mo wujafi for our Jazao. Whoever you find the cup of the king with, he will be responsible for stealing." Then what they are doing is that they have to go through all their luggage and they go with the last one to go to is that of Bunyamin. The other 10, they went, no call was there. They find it in come of Bunyamin. I said, "Wow, this what happened is the one." Said, "Oh," and the oldest one said, "You know, do not do that. Do not take him away. I will be responsible." He said, "No, that will not be appropriate for us to do unless we had to arrest the one we found the cup of the king with him." And they were begging and begging, but he will not. Until they left, Joseph had to tell Benjamin that, "Well, you know, I am your brother. I just want you to stay with me." But you know what? When they came to Joseph and they said that, "Well, so this is the guy that we found," said, "In Yesrik, he said, "Well, we are not surprised if he stole. If the one who steal your cup, it's not surprising. His brother also, so it's still something before." And they are talking about Joseph, and Joseph had this Antun Shadru Makana, or Lord Alam Bima Tasna. "You people, you are so bad. So you are so mean. And I know better what you are talking about." So what we are talking about is that to summarize it is that dream is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you happen to see a good dream, that is a mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tell somebody whom you trust. People you don't trust, do not tell them. And do not discard good dream, because it's a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as it happened to the prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we talk about. But if you see scary dream, disturbing dream, that is what is called hulum, and that one is from Shaitan. We have to be very careful from that kind of dream. The prophet said, if you have it, not to disclose to anyone, but we have to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the evil of it, and then keep it yourself. So the other category of dream is the dream that have no meaning, it's meaningless. It may become because you happen to be somebody who mess around, so how win some kind of imagination, win that something that's not appropriate, or so you are just like a playboy or playgirl. So that you are dreaming something which cannot happen. So that kind of dream come to you just disregard it. So don't pay attention to that kind of thing. But so the ulama are saying that how do you know the good dream from bad dream? It depends upon the circumstances. It depends upon individual. So if you have a dream and it's accompanied by some kind of seriousness or authenticity, then you know that's for real from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's like saying you are looking for a spouse, either you want to get married, whether you are male or female, and then you happen to go to do istihara. Istihara, for example. So istihara is the prayer of choice. And so after that, something happened to you, or somebody was presented to you in the dream. So because of your faith, because of your sincerity, then you know that that actually is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not from Shaitan. But if we're, for example, you're kind of a guy, so who does not care. It doesn't matter to you anywhere you make your money, or you gamble a lot, or you drink alcohol, and something you have some kind of dream like, oh, you know what? I saw myself so in the casino and was so spending money, this and this and this, and it happened that all my money go away, or I win some amount and somebody stole it from me, or something of that nature, or I drink alcohol, I become intoxicated, and I was rescued, or something happened to me, have bad day, or something of that nature. Know that that is coming from yourself. It's neither from Shaitan or from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but it is according to your whole imagination and your state of mind. What I say is that there are some dreams will come about your state of mind, which is meaningless. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to enrich us, give us good understanding. So we are out doing all this because it is Ramadan. Ramadan is month of holy, month of forgiveness, month of the Quran, month of knowledge. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us and give us good understanding, more understanding of the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good life, make us to be successful, not only in this life, but also in the hereafter. So I'm going to stop here. If there's any question, so we have, how many minutes we have?
We have barely, let's say about 30 minutes for questioning.
Okay.
Thank you so much, our honorable Imam and scholar. We thank Allah for this opportunity. There are many hands up here, so I'm going to suspend my own. I'm going to hold on my question for other people to be able to ask a question. If you are just coming in, this is Yoruba Gbode. Yoruba Gbode Media is a public enlightenment, and we've been here for a while. We have professionals who enable us to understand what is going on. I'm going to take questions, and probably the first question I'm going to take is from